You know that person. The one whose home feels strangely peaceful the second you walk in. Not expensive, not luxurious, just calm. No clothes thrown over chairs, no dishes in the sink, no clutter quietly pulling at your attention from every corner of the room. Everything feels intentional. And for a moment, you catch yourself wondering, how does someone actually live like this? Because it doesn't feel like a normal apartment. It feels like a nervous system that finally learned how to rest. Then you go back home, and within days, the counter is messy again. Laundry starts piling up. The room slowly feels heavier to exist in. And eventually you stand there thinking, why can't I keep it together like other people? But maybe the problem was never laziness. Maybe nobody explained what your environment is actually doing to your brain. Because your brain is constantly responding to the space around you. Even when you think you've stopped noticing the mess, your nervous system hasn't. Researchers at Princeton found that physical clutter competes for your attention. Every unfinished thing in your environment quietly drains mental energy in the background. And over time, you stop feeling relaxed inside your own home. Now compare that to walking into a clean space. Not perfect, just reset. Your brain stops scanning. Your thoughts slow down. Your nervous system finally receives a signal it rarely gets anymore. You're safe. You can rest now. And that feeling changes people more than they realize because people who maintain clean spaces are not magically more disciplined. What changed them was identity. At some point, they stopped seeing cleanliness as a task and started seeing it as part of who they are. That's the real shift, not motivation, identity. And identity is built through small, repeated actions. Here's something fascinating. Have you ever noticed that when life feels overwhelming, you suddenly feel the urge to clean? That's not random. Psychologists call it behavioral activation because when your nervous system gets stuck in stress, movement helps release it. You clean the counter, now the counter is clean, and your brain receives proof that something is under control. That's why cleaning feels calming, not because people love chores, but because the brain associates order with safety. Think about this. It's late at night, you're exhausted, your mind feels overloaded, but before going to sleep, you spend just 10 minutes resetting your space. You put things back, wipe down the kitchen, straighten the room. And suddenly, your nervous system receives a message. The day is handled. You can rest now. That is not just cleaning, that is emotional reset, because your environment quietly shapes the way you feel about yourself. When you repeatedly walk into chaos, your nervous system absorbs that, and when you repeatedly walk into order, it absorbs that too. The people living in peaceful homes are not different from you. They simply made a quiet decision that their environment matters and that they matter too. So here's the question. When you walk into your space every day, what is it teaching your nervous system? Because whether you notice it or not, your environment is always speaking to you. The only question is, what is it saying? If this connected with something real inside you, subscribe.